It's like magic. Ricky and Susan were doing their homework one cold Saturday morning. It was snowing and they longed to go out, but Mother had said no, not until the homework was done. Granny and Grandpa had called in and were sitting chatting with Mother. Granny glanced over at the two children. "I do hope we aren't making it difficult for them to do their homework," she said, "talking away like this." "Oh no, Granny," said Ricky. "I'm drawing a map so I can listen to all the exciting things you're saying, and Susan's making a pattern." "A pattern?" said Granny. "What kind?" "Oh, Granny, don't look at it," said Susan, covering the page with her hand as Granny came over. "In our drawing lessons at school, we're learning to design patterns, but I simply can't."
"Ha! Patterns," said
Grandpa, and he came over too.
"Now, I used to design patterns once, yes, for wallpaper. You didn't know that, did you? And some very pretty ones I designed too. You look at the wallpaper on Granny's bedroom wall next time you come. It's one of my designs."
"Well, I never knew that before," said Susan. "Look, Grandpa, this is what we have to do. We can take a cross like plus, minus, or one like this, which is an X, or a six-sided one like a little star, and make it a basis for a pattern, repeated over the page. Well, how can I think of any good design to make out of a four-sided or six-sided cross?"
"I know someone who can make the most miraculous designs from a six-sided cross," said Grandpa at once. "And do you know, although he has made thousands upon thousands of six-sided patterns, not one is the same. They're all different, and too beautiful for words."
"Well, I wish I could make just one," said Susan. "Who's this pattern maker you know?" asked Mummy, astonished.
"His name is Mr. Frost," said Grandpa solemnly, "and I can show you some of his beautiful work this very minute if you like. You could even copy some of it for your homework, Susan."
"We're not allowed to copy," said Ricky.
"Oh, this kind of copying would be allowed, I'm sure," said Grandpa. "Now, let me see. I want a nice bit of very black cloth. And has anyone a magnifying glass?"
The children stared at Grandpa in surprise. Black cloth and a magnifying glass? What was he going to do? "Here's a piece of black cloth," said Mother, taking a strip from her rag bag. "And there's a magnifying glass in the desk over there. Please get it, Susan." Susan fetched her father's magnifying glass. It was fun to look through it and see things magnified and made simply enormous. She had once looked at a small spider through it, and what a surprise she got! It had been quite extraordinary.
"And now we'll put on our coats and go out into the snow," said Grandpa, "because it is there we shall find some of the most beautiful designs in the whole world."
Feeling really puzzled, the children put on their coats and went out with Grandpa. They felt the soft snowflakes falling all around them, touching them with cold little fingers. Now where were these patterns that Grandpa kept talking about?
"Come close to me," said Grandpa, "and see me catch a snowflake or two on this piece of black cloth. Did you know that they are made of tiny, glittering crystals? Now look, I've caught one. Quick, take the magnifying glass, Susan, and look at it closely."
Susan gazed through the magnifying glass and gasped. "Grandpa, you're right. It is made of tiny, brilliant crystals. How beautiful!"
"Count how many sides the crystal has that you are looking at," said Grandpa.
6, said Susan, counting. "And so has the next one. And oh, there's another snowflake on the black cloth now, all made of tiny crystals too. And let me see. Yes, every single one is 6-sided. "Let me look," said Ricky, and he took the magnifying glass eagerly. "Wow, how beautiful! And you're right, they are all 6-sided. But wait a minute, here's one that's got more sides. Yes, 12.
"Well, that's twice 6, said Grandpa. "And you may find one with 3 times 6 sides. Always the snow crystals will be 6-sided, or a multiple of 6. But you notice that every single one is different. Each crystal with its 6 arms shows different designs, never one the same."
"Look at this one! Oh, I shall have to draw it when I get indoors," cried Susan. "See, the one that looks like a 6-sided leaf, and this one that's rather like 6 tiny, shining 6-sided feathers, and this—" "Grandpa, it's like magic," said Ricky. "I never knew that snow was made up of tiny crystals, all 6-sided, all different."
"And all beautiful," said Grandpa. "Ah, there are plenty of things like this in the world, if you have eyes to see them. Well, Susan, do you think you can go back to your pattern making now and make designs like my friend Mr. Frost?
Oh, you mean Jack Frost, of course, said Susan with a laugh. Well, I must say I never thought of him as a designer of patterns before. I'm going straight indoors to put down some of his glorious designs. She drew some beautiful six-sided ones and signed her name at the bottom. After her name, she added a few words that made Grandpa smile, and this is what she put, drawn with the kind help of Mr. Jack Frost. Did you know about the six-sided crystals that make up the snowflakes? See if you can buy or borrow a magnifying glass and a bit of black cloth, and then go out in the snow to see them. I'd like to hear about it if you do.